Autobots, form Superion!
Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the QQT set. This is a 3D printed add-on set, parts for Superion. We're not going to be mining Bitcoin or Ethereum today, but we are going to be combining this and then comparing it to Zeta and a few other things, seeing how it holds up. Is it worth the $122 I spent on it? And I don't know. I haven't even checked if the price has gone up since I ordered mine, but let's take a look at this thing and more coming up. First thing I want to do is put the hands on. So we're going to put the hands on, and let's be very hands-on with this. Slide it in place, and then we're just going to set these aside for now. And the hands, oddly enough, they come in the separate box. Like you have one box that has most of the combining parts, and then the other box mostly just has the hands for the combining part. I do want to point this out. The red is a much different red, and you could tell a big difference between the 3D printed parts and this Fanstoys red. But once it's combined, that's not going to be noticeable at all. So not really that big of a deal. So let's get into the feet. All right, so with the feet, I guess I had starting out doing the wrong one on the wrong side, but you basically need to fold these out, this up, and then this folds out too. And then you notice that one's going to be for round, and one has some round insertion points, some round tabs. Slide this over that, and then tab this into the front, these into the side. We have the leg done, so I guess that's how that's going to go. And then over here, we got this guy, and he's got some kind of rectangle tabs there. But oddly enough, for whatever reason, they filled this in. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Why would they fill that in? So you have to fold this down. It would have made more sense if they, because they had it on the other one. So this doesn't make any sense to me why they would do that. I mean, they probably have their reasons. There's probably a reason for it, but I don't see why they would have done that. So there's the legs, and we're going to have to bring it up to work on the rest of this good stuff here. Probably right there. Let's go ahead and get this torso ready to go. Fold this around. Slide the head around like that. Tab that in. Have these pieces folded out. And then, so fold all those pieces out there. This here we're going to need to separate. I don't know why they did it. I guess it's going to be more stable. And then slide this in to here. We're going to close these in right here. Slide these pieces on like so. That's actually interesting how they did that. Kind of interesting. There we go. And torso more or less done. Run into a small issue. I didn't have these tabs down, so when I pushed this in, it kind of separated it out. So now the tabs are down. Now it's going to hold in better. I guess I didn't realize that. So maybe this is part of why they did this, the design the way they did it. Now for the legs, we are going to kind of prep it by opening this, and you could take this little jet piece off for now. We're going to open up the leg, get it looking like this, or the knee, and this is all going to slide on like that, and then make sure it slid all the way on there. Then we're going to tuck, this piece is going to tuck in, that's going to close, this is going to come up and hold that in place, and that should be working pretty good for one leg. For this side, we're going to position it looking something about like this, and we're going to pull the back of this off, open this up, and then we're going to slide this on. Like so. Fold this into here. Fold this into here. Then this goes up and tabs in. This goes back on. And then I'm going to drop, that's something completely unrelated to this task that fell. But I'm going to put this back on. Now when I took this off, it kind of came apart, just two pieces here. Slide it back into this little slot here. Oh, and it kind of pushed that in too. So there we go. Now we're going to have to go way up to get the arms, but yeah, pretty solid so far. I now have this arm prepared. Just lift this tab up here. Slide this in. All right, what bad angle do I have here? This is going to take a little bit of force to slide in, and then I don't know if we can see it, but we fold this. It's not in all the way. Once it's in all the way, we can fold that tab down. This might take me a little longer than I originally anticipated. There it goes. It's in place. Now for the next side. Here's the tab. Put it in, and I can't even actually see it. Probably the same amount of force it took for the other side to slide it in. This goes against everything that I believe in for Masterpiece Transformers, because if you have to force it, then you're probably going to break it, but this needs to be tight, real tight. And see, the way that goes in, there's no tab to go over it. So there it is. It's done. We are done putting it together, and now we can just enjoy it. All right, so here it is in all its glory. I think I'm going to just go ahead and hit the articulation on it real quick before anything happens. But shoulder goes that high up, and then this is all Fanstoys articulation. As you can see, the elbow kind of gave, but this will do a 360, I'm sure. No need to really mess with it too much. This holds better the further tighter the joint is. So the further up the elbow is, it holds better. But down, it's not holding well because it has it's purely friction based. Do we have a ab? Yep, we swivel there. That works. I doubt there's a crunch. I don't know if they engineered a crunch in. I don't feel it. And then wait, the thigh swivel, and then your knee going to the 90. And we already saw the ankle stuff that it can do when we were doing the ankles. And that's all the articulation I'm really going to be messing with. I'm not doing no hero poses or nothing. He's going to literally stand there and wait for the bust, but look good. And that's all that really matters to me. In fact, I probably, in my display, I'm going to tuck that other arm in a bit more and have a more of a side slant look, but looks good. One of the things that I really knew this was an issue, but I was accepting of it, is that I love this red on it. And yes, I would have loved this arm to have some sort of speckle paint on it like this. It is possible if you want to customize it yourself to put that kind of paint on it yourself. But I'm not so worried about this. And I really thought that gray was going to bother me more than it does. But they didn't quite. There's no way to really match that pearl white. But that gray actually feels cartoony, and it looks okay to me. It's one of those things that so much of this is Fanstoys and that fantastic paint presentation. There's a little bit that is not, doesn't really detract from it too much. The only thing, really, this arm is the only thing that makes the whole set look a little bit on the cheap side. Everything else makes it look pretty decent. Let's get this for some 360 action. And I'm wondering if people actually have spinners that will spin something quite like this. I keep wanting to get one of those devices, but then I'm like, nah. Then there's another toy I want to get instead. One of the things I will say, and I kind of touched on it when I was there, but this is looser than I expected, and there's a little bit of a gap. There is a bit of a gap in there that I wasn't really expecting. Still, I mean, we're nitpicking on this. It's replacing effectively $800 worth of figures, depending on how you look at it. $800 worth of figures that you can have on your shelf displayed, or $1,000 worth of figures on your shelf you can have displayed, and still display the bot. I'm very happy with it. And the next question is comparisons. Is this going to replace my Zeta? All right, so here they are in all their glory, side by side. Fanstoys on the right, X-Transbots on the left. Hey, I told you I'd make a video when I finally combined my Superion from Fanstoys. So I want to point out a couple of things. There's those pieces on the forearms. I actually plugged them in prior to the video. Forgot to say that, but they're loose in the package. You need to plug those in. They're separate. And the little wings over here, you can't do anything with the wings on this side, I don't think. I don't think that the red one you can remove them. But if you did remove them, there'd be big gaps anyway. But you could remove those, and there'd be big gaps. And so I'm going to leave that. The thing is, over here on Zeta, you can remove those wings and clean it up. But I put those on because that's how people might actually want to display there. So I wanted it as comparable as possible for Zeta. So effectively, if you wanted to do just this, you could buy the Jester figure. Maybe somehow just sell the Jester figure. I don't know if anyone's in the market for just a Jester figure for like $200. Then you can be in $200 on the Fanstoys parts. Then $122 on the basic stuff. But it's anywhere between $322 and $522. Basically is what you'd be in on just this. We're not talking about, all the other figures. This and a Jester, or just this with a sold off Jester. This is about $400 almost everywhere. Sometimes it's on sale for $330, but generally $400. And everything transforms on it and all of that. But if you just want a bot on the shelf, like, which one looks better? And I like the look of the Fanstoys because it's cleaner. I'm a too tuned to the detriment kind of guy. I actually love the way the Fanstoys legs, they kind of bow out. It's not just straight up and down. It slightly bows out. This over here, I always felt like it was a bit too much clutter on the legs, but I was still thankful that it was the closest thing to what I wanted when it came out in 2019. So, I mean, we're talking 2019. And also, like, I always have trouble with keeping this little bits and pieces on the small jets, the tips of the jets, the nose cone and the tail end that come together. I do like, though, when you take these pieces off here, it looks so much cleaner. And so that alone made me love Zeta. The fact you had that option, that you could have that cleaned up. The torso looks really clean. I mean, the torso's probably cleaner. Yeah, the Zeta torso's cleaner. But then the paint that Fanstoys adds on the torso is better. So it's a little bit of give and take, but overall I really like the Fanstoys one better. I didn't think I would like the shoulder proportions. Like, the shoulders are up a little bit more. You could tuck them down, but they still seem more powerful of shoulders than what Zeta's got going on. I don't know how to explain it. 80s shoulder pads, but overall, yeah, I do like the Fanstoys one more. Now, if I was in the market for this, would I suggest somebody to get this kit and try to get a Jester? And it's purely up to you, because there's really, at the end of the day, you pull them. I put this back in my collection. I'm still happy. I'm still very happy with Zeta. And if you're happy with your Zeta, you don't want to go through all this trouble. You don't need to go through all this trouble. I would give this look on my shelf 10%, maybe 12% more for me personally versus this, but it's all up to you. Let's look at the back. And we're doing this so I can refer back to it, because I'm never going to see the back of my Superion again. Once it goes in the display, there it is, probably for another decade. I doubt there'll be a better Superion coming out, and I doubt there's a reason I need to get them back out. But, I mean, who knows? Who knows? There might be reasons to get them out. I don't know. I like how clean the kit makes the Fanstoys one look. I don't think Zeta did a bad job, but this one always, these little jets always unclip on me. I got to clip them back in. Once I get it in place, I don't worry about the back of the legs because I don't see them in my display. I just kind of fiddle with these jets to make them look good. And then I do make them look good, and it looks fine on my shelf. This over here, I probably will put it in place and literally just set it up there and it'll be fine. It's my expectation of it. I will have to, of course, have his legs positioned for the risers that I have in my display and stuff like that. But it's a much cleaner look with this. But again, I want to say Zeta did not do a bad job. I like big butts, and I can't not lie. Zeta's got back. All right, we're going to start doing some comparisons and wrapping this up here, but this is Fanstoys' version of Skyfire, and of course it's a great one, Phoenix. Then we have what they refer to as the orange guy, Cyclonus, Shattered Glass. It's a KO. It's a knockoff of Quietus, but not really a knockoff, as the designers made it themselves, and I love it. I love it. And then those two are on the same shelf that I display Superion, and then we have Magic Square Prime. You can get to see the size and scale of these things, but I believe, well, I know for a fact this is going to replace my Zeta, and I'm happy with it. I'm glad that these kits exist. I don't know, am I going to have 12 figures in my display that have some sort of kit in it? Maybe not, but I think this is a great route. I'm leaving my bots in the display, displayed the limbs that are in bot mode. Forgot to show the hand, what all it does, but it's got quite a bit of articulation. Fingers can splay, 3 points of articulation on each finger. Really opposable thumb, which is kind of a new thing that I've been seeing a lot with Fanstoys. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? Are you in on a kit like this? I'm going to try to link it down below for you. I am not in any way, shape, or form suggesting any particular retailer on AliExpress. Shows he doesn't carry this. You're rolling the dice. I know I'm rolling the dice every time I order off AliExpress, but I haven't gotten burned yet since, like 6 things I've ordered from them. But this is $122 out the door. It might have gone up since then, but I'm pleased with it. Is it perfect? No. Would having the full combined Fanstoys version be better? Yes, definitely. You'd see the paint shine through. It would be better. Is this a great alternative for, I don't know, $800 less? Definitely. Teddy Maker out. So, stability. Let's do a shake test. Ain't going nowhere. I'm risking a lot of money here. If he falls and collapses on my Quietus, my Phoenix, not sure how Prime would hold up if he fell. Shake test. Shake that thing.
3 for Tryon. You don't think...
What? That was the guy who created Optimus Prime? He was the father of the Autobots? You gotta be kidding.